didn't know how to take care of them. And then that guy Duncan from Liberia, he dies, and that's going to spread the fear. Everybody's talking about Ebola. I think the American government, I don't have any faith in, and it's not just because of my having an attitude that, well, the world's going to hell in a handbasket. It's because of declassified CIA documents. You can go to the National Security Archive. It's sponsored by George Washington University. Just look up National Security Archives, and the site has thousands of declassified documents, many of which are declassified from the CIA, admitting their involvement in overthrowing nations. So this is official admissions of guilt. Thank God for the Freedom of Information Act that drew these documents out from the archives. So there's plenty of proof out there.
Well, certainly America cannot say that their hands are not dirty. Okay, they certainly. I mean, they could say it, but you have to be very naive to believe that.
One day you're our friend, and the next day you're our enemy. How the tide shifts. That's all. It's nothing to do with being actual friends or enemies.
Yeah. And the person who's our enemy today can be our friend tomorrow because they're useful to us.
Exactly.
Japan and, so it's not, it's for those who don't want to admit that America or human nature is ugly, it's going to take a lot for them to cross over to the other side. Just like when you cross over from believing that the government is there to protect you to actually knowing that the government, at best, doesn't care about you, but at worst will sell you down the river for a 21 piece of silver and not look back. When you realize that, you get into a state of minor depression.
Well, you don't know where to turn. You don't know where to turn.
Yeah. So people don't want to be depressed. They don't want to give up their beliefs that they've had ever since they put their hand over their heart when they stood up in class and pledged allegiance to the flag. They don't want to believe that America, the land of the free, is really the warmongering nation that it is. But, I don't blame them. That's the way people are.
Yeah. That's a good note to end on, Joe.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for calling again. We really appreciate whenever you call in.
Calls, to be honest with you.
You always have something interesting to add.
Yeah, good, thanks. I'll call again. Are you just once a week?
Well, no.
We're on Monday and Friday. Same
Monday
time,
and
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock Eastern time.
Okay.
All right.
Take care, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thank you so much. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Joe, who has called in the past. Always, as I just told him, always has something to add to our conversation. As Dr. Don said, you don't have to agree with everything people say, but that's what keeps the show going, and it makes things interesting.
And he does have his points, and it's hard to argue with him.
No, he's a very well-read man. He's very clear. He explains things in a very concise way, and he adds an awful lot to our discussion. And also, I'm very glad that Dr. Don, after 3 months, has found our number again. I hope that he continues to call in.
He's always
because we've always had very positive discussions with Dr. Don. And Felix and I, we were just admiring the polite bantering back and forth and discussion between Dr. Don and Joe, and we were doing what good moderators usually do. We were just sitting back and letting them carry the ball for a while, and they did an excellent job.
And I enjoyed it, I tell you.
You learned from both of them.
It was a pleasure.
Yes, it was. And Felix didn't have to listen to me, which was probably the best thing of all. What can I say, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, I don't think we're going to get any more calls.
I think we should end it on this note because the only thing I will say...
Yes.
Okay. Felix and I had discussed this, is that in 4 to 5 short weeks, we have an election coming up in November. We're digressing because we know that Friday is usually a religion day, okay, on this show, but we want to stress the importance of having everybody go out there and do their constitutional duty. In fact, I read that Nate Silver, the person in charge of 538 on the internet, the one who's the whiz with numbers, says that the 2014 elections will be decided by only 14% of the people who are able to vote. And that's just a crying shame. Because as much as people complain about government, as Felix likes to say, with Congress's poor rating, we send 90% of the same people back to Congress. So what do you expect? If you want to see change, you have to go out there and do your constitutional obligation and vote.
Absolutely.
Make your vote count. Neither one of us, neither Felix nor I, would tell you how to vote or what to do, but it's important that for your own psyche, okay, that you get out there and vote so at least you feel you have some sort of responsibility and say so in the way the government is going to be run for the next 2 years before the next presidential election. And that's all I have to say, Felix.
Also, I'd like to ask you, Mark, does religion have any... should religion be involved in politics at all? What do you think?
Well, I think that's why they have the separation of church and state in the Constitution. It should be separate. It should be separate. Just like we don't have one nation with one religion, we have many religions, America being a melting pot. I think religion should... Now, when you go to synagogue on Saturday or your mosque on Friday or church on Sunday, yes, your religious leaders can put forth an agenda. You don't have to agree with it.
They're not supposed to.
But you see, they do. You know that they do.
Well, they're not supposed to.
But...
As individuals, they're allowed to give you their opinions.
Well, and they are giving their opinions. And
as religious leaders, they're not.
Well, it's just a little congregation. That's all it is. It's, they're not leaders of the country or anything. But I think it should be separate. And I do want to say, before I forget, Carol, one of our callers from Arkansas, her husband Ernie is not doing well. He's in the hospital. Our prayers go out to Ernie and to Carol. We hope that things manage to work out. And on a happier note, I would like to say that Tuesday this week I turned 66. On October 7th, it was my birthday, so happy belated birthday to me.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see if we can get the Beatles on here to wish you a happy birthday as a closing song for tonight. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is for Mark. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Father Pickle. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Father Pickle. Happy birthday to you.
Now, how many people get the Beatles to sing to them happy birthday?
Especially since two of them are no longer with us.
Hey, exactly.
Well, I thank you for that, Rev, Felix.
No
and
problem.
I thank our audience for another evening of support. And don't forget, we will be with you on Monday.
And today is our closing song. We're going to play a song called Pray Down in the River. All right, and with the end of the song will be the end of the show. So good night, everybody, and enjoy the weekend. Thank you for listening.
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and
once in a while I
shall
forget.
wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, brothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, mothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, fathers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down, don't you want to go down? Come on, sinners, let's go down in the river to